Behind the billions.
You have probably heard this name 1,000 times, BTS. But there is a hidden truth you absolutely do not know. Their success was not a miracle, and there is not a single drop of coincidence in their story. Today, we are going to expose how 7 boys from a completely unknown agency flipped the entire global economic order upside down. And we will reveal the disgusting truth of how the global entertainment cartel ruthlessly tried to crush and exploit them. The year is 2010 in Seoul. At the time, the K-pop market was an impenetrable fortress, completely monopolized by 3 giant agencies, SM, YG, and JYP. They used massive capital and deep-rooted broadcasting networks, built over decades to mass-produce polished, greenhouse idols. Inside this rigid monopoly, a man dared to attempt the impossible. Si-hyuk, the founder of Big Hit Entertainment. He had absolutely nothing. He had no capital, no entertainment cartel backing him, and no bribes or connections to hand out to radio stations. The industry completely ignored him, laughing, "Big Hit, who has ever heard of that company?" In 2013, things got even worse. When Si-hyuk appeared as a harsh judge on a reality TV show, any mysterious charisma he had as an agency CEO was shattered. The public dismissed him, realizing he was just another ordinary guy on television. And when he finally unveiled his 7 boys to the world, they were treated as an absolute joke from day one. Rap monster. Could a stage name be any more childish and one-dimensional? The public scoffed at the blatant tackiness of it. But the most brutal mockery was aimed at their actual group name, Bangtan. At the time, cheap Chinese copycat bands imitating K-pop were flooding the market, often using the naming convention of blank Sonyeondan, meaning boys. So when a Korean agency proudly debuted a group named Bangtan, even the Korean public was horrified. They laughed and pointed fingers, asking, "What kind of ridiculous group is this? They sound exactly like a cheap Chinese knockoff band." But here is the most crucial part of their story. Even while drowning in mockery, they refused to sell out their true colors. Unlike the idols from giant agencies, they did not put on fake commercial smiles for telecom commercials, and they refused to become a carbon copy of the latest trends. They simply said, "We are going our own way." Their beginning was absolute isolation. The youngest member was only 16 years old. They had to rot in a damp, decaying basement as trainees for 5, sometimes 7, hellish years. They endured grueling schedules of over 10 hours a day. There was no paycheck. Instead, they were tasked with cleaning, washing dishes, and doing all the grunt work behind the scenes. While the polished idols of massive agencies basked under brilliant spotlights, BTS was sweating in a dark, humid basement. No one guaranteed their success, and everyone predicted they would fail with 100% certainty. But the scent of sweat in that basement, untainted by the formulas of corporate giants, is exactly what made them utterly unique in the world. In the mid-2010s, Big Hit executives clearly saw a shift in the global landscape. They realized, we can never beat the old radio and broadcasting cartels, but we can win on YouTube. They executed an unprecedented strategy that completely bypassed the establishment. Instead of paying for expensive TV spots, they flooded YouTube with dance practices, behind-the-scenes footage, and daily vlogs entirely for free. The giant agencies clicked their tongues, mocking them for wasting money on something that generated 0 immediate profit. But the result was exactly the opposite. The youth of the world began to aggressively connect with their raw, unscripted reality on YouTube. Without ever bowing down to the stagnant Korean music broadcasting cartel, BTS was already hacking the globe. Now, look at the violent dominance they have proven through numbers. As of 2026, BTS's equivalent album sales have reached a staggering 16.18 billion. A single track, Dynamite, smashed past 2.9 billion streams on Spotify and 3 billion views on YouTube. Their latest album, Underdog, sold 4 million copies in its first week alone and racked up 2.53 billion streams. A single world tour sweeps in over $500 million in cold, hard cash. Do you remember the Billboard Top Artists rankings for 2020 and 2021? Number 2 was Taylor Swift. Number 3 was Drake. And number 1 was BTS. These are not just pop idols. They are a massive, rolling global economy in themselves. Yet even in the face of these staggering metrics, there was one arrogant wall that absolutely refused to yield. In November 2021, BTS received the first Grammy nomination in K-pop history. The song was Dynamite, and the category was Best Pop Duo Group Performance. Fans around the world cheered, believing the glass ceiling had finally shattered. But the result was a loss. In 2022, they were nominated again for Butter, and lost again. In 2023, nominated for My Universe with Coldplay, another loss. 5 total nominations, and absolutely 0 wins. The terrifying message the Grammys sent to the world through these losses was crystal clear. You only belong in the pop duo side category. We will only treat you this well when you sing in English. A song in Korean? You are nothing but an outsider. This chilling tyranny perfectly mirrors the dark shadow cast over Michael Jackson in the 1980s. In 1980, Michael Jackson took the world by storm with his genius album, Off the Wall. But the Grammys systematically pushed him aside, simply because it was black music, handing him only one single trophy. An infuriated Michael Jackson wrote in his autobiography, Moonwalk, "I felt ignored by my peers, and it hurt. I told myself, wait until next time. They won't be able to ignore me." And in 1984, Michael Jackson obliterated the racial barrier in music, sweeping a historic 8 trophies in a single night with Thriller. The Grammys finally raised the white flag, admitting they could no longer ignore him. But 42 years later, in 2026, the Grammys are still playing the same game. BTS remains trapped in the pop duo category, used merely as clowns to boost viewership for the Anglo-American market. Now, let's expose the truly disgusting motive of the Grammys: their ratings transaction structure. The total viewership for the 2022 Grammy Awards was 9.6 million people. At the time, BTS was strategically placed as a late-show performer to keep the audience from changing the channel. But here is the shocking data: a simple 17-minute V-Live reaction broadcast, hosted by BTS on their own channel, pulled in an incredible 11.3 million viewers. That is nearly equal to the 12.6 million viewers who watched the entire Grammy premiere. The Grammys sucked up massive ratings by shining a camera on Kpop, while stubbornly refusing to hand over a trophy. This repulsive double standard is proven by the data over the last decade. Over the past 10 years, every mainstream musician who performed in the late slots of the Grammys has a history of winning an award. But what about the Asian musicians? Look at Blackpink's Rosé, nominated in 2026 for Record of the Year and Song of the Year. 0 wins. BTS, nominated 5 times, 0 wins. The Grammys' true intention is obvious. We will use you when we need ratings, but we will never give you the award. In 2024, Grammy viewership spiked by 34% to 16.9 million. Paramount Plus streaming revenue exploded by a massive 173%. At the foundation of this massive advertising profit was the K-pop fandom and the global buzz of BTS. If it were any artist from the past, they would have swallowed their pride and prepared their next album to suit the Grammys' tastes. But in 2026, these 7 boys, having reached the limit of their patience, delivered a flawless blow to the back of the establishment's head. Recently, all 7 members of BTS simultaneously posted a single-line statement on their social media, written exclusively in Korean. "We will not submit our music to the Grammys next year." Immediately following this triumphant declaration that they do not need the American pop market, the Grammys have come under catastrophic attack. The global fandom that sustained their ratings has abandoned the Grammys all at once, and panicking sponsors are frantically pulling out. The Grammys are only now painfully realizing that without BTS, they cannot even maintain their pathetic ratings, and they are paying a heavy price. In 1984, Michael Jackson broke the wall by conquering the Grammys, but BTS is shattering the system by completely denying the Grammys' authority and throwing it in the trash. To them, a Grammy is just a rubber stamp. They no longer even need the validation. They did not win by playing inside the rigged, outdated system. They are an entirely new breed who conquered the world by bypassing the system altogether, using YouTube and social media. Let me ask you one final question. Do you still believe that massive establishments and rigged systems can never be changed? Right now, in some damp, decaying basement somewhere in the world, another 7 boys might be dancing, and the very people you just dismissed as a joke might be preparing to flip the entire world upside down.
Tap to subscribe. Watch more untold stories next.